Greetings, fellow slinging agents in the wild. Welcome back to the show. We don't have a lot of shout-outs this week, but we do have a few. So let's get to them, and we'll be on our way. Over on Instagram, we have our newest follower, Anise Alanthi. We're glad you found us, and welcome. Over on our YouTube channel, we have Iskoto, who writes, I know I'm about 2 years late to the party, as I only found your channel a couple weeks ago. Love it, by the way. Anyway, I work for the government, and it's absolutely possible for federal LEOs to travel armed. I won't go into too many details, but if they have official orders, then they could go through armed behind the scenes as to not bring attention to them. Iskoto, thank you for that info dump. I know Tone has said many times in the past that it's no problem. And here I just thought he was trying to get over on me. No, just kidding. That's awesome info, and I hope any handler or agent who listens to the show finds that helpful. Oh, and welcome to the channel, by the way. And finally, from Gilbert Isla, who says, pro agent tip while on the road. Never stay in a motel that always has vacancies. Dude, I hear that. Remember, if you want me to give you a shout out, head over to our YouTube channel at RolledHard20 and leave a comment, because man, I love leaving these shout outs. The only thing I like more than that is seeing, I don't know, maybe character death. I mean, after all, I'm a bloodthirsty handler who relishes in player death? Character death? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Pick a death. Roll a d20. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Anyways, all right. Enough said. Let's warm up our dice and top off our glass as Rolled Hard 20 presents Collateral Damage, Episode 6. Oh, and by the way, we're halfway through this tunnel. Enjoy. It's been a while since we
now that we're recording, I need my orange juice.
So he leaves when we start recording. I love it. Counselor, out.
What he's going to go pick up his COVID.
It's COVID rapid test.
Twice.
Now you're leaving too, Junior.
I had to bring in the nostalgia.
Oh, Foster's.
Is that the green can?
That's the green can. I think we would have drank this back in the day if we'd known about it, because this is the premium. And it does taste better. It's got a great yellow amber color to it. It's pretty tasty, you know? It's one of the cheaper beers over at all the import places.
Lean back from your microphone.
Don't speak so loud.
What's going on?
I mean, look at this. Look how pale look how yellow that is. Especially just for a can. You can't see a fucking thing. No. All right, fine. Fuck it. Take my word for it.
Well, really quick before we begin, actually, you know what? Let me lead us in, and then we'll go over a little bit of hoopla here.
I'll allow it.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It's your trusted handler, Brian, with me, my hard slingers of yore.
Hey.
Happy New Year's.
Yeah, episode 6 of our Collateral Damage Homebrew Delta Green scenario. Really quick before we begin, let's kind of go over a little bit of business. I'm going to go first with Chris and Junior. You guys, Agents Omega and Odin, you guys were paired up with Detective Haynes to investigate these murders of these 3 prostitutes. And in the initial feels of Detective Haynes, give me your vibes off this man.
He's weak. He doesn't have what it takes anymore to be a cop. He's in over his head.
Junior?
I say I agree with Omega. He seems unconfident in himself anymore. He's lost his gut instinct on reading certain people.
And what is your take on Holy Boy, the pimp?
Holy Boy.
And his retinue, I should say, as well. Because he's got his 3 boys.
It's unfortunate for the girls and his crew and his workers, but I don't think Holy Boy has the chops and the smarts to do and get away with this. I think he would have messed up a lot more. And especially after Omega examined the bodies and looked at the wounds on these girls, there's no way one of his guys were this surgical.
Precise.
Yeah.
But do you think Holy Boy is your
I don't think he's our
perpetrator?
our prime suspect. I don't think he's capable to pull this off. I think it's something else.
Because he's in that corner of that, but we'll just have to see how this plays out then.
I think Holy Boy is all bluster and ego. He's overconfident and arrogant.
Well, sliding on over to Agents Odysseus and Okami. What were your first thoughts on the first suicide scene?
Well,
This is a person who didn't want to go. Go ahead, Sam.
I was just I was more perplexed by the level of forensics they did at the scene. They didn't check the pants for phones or all that, for the very neat and tidy guy. I'm going to load up my notes here so I can actually say his name next time. But yeah, I was surprised by that.
Dr. Lotta.
No, that wasn't Lotta. That was Marlo Griffin. I think what might have had something to do with that is that the scene was still very fresh when you guys got there.
No
Not that
excuses.
it's an excuse for them not doing their due diligence. Now, what about when you entered the medical examiner's office and you got a fresh take on Dr. Dwayne Lotta? How did you receive him?
Again, I was more intrigued by the personnel there than the actual victims, because as someone who has played with madness and danced on the frayed ends of sanity, I saw that was happening with the doctor, and then immediately with the detective guy, TEA agent Dalton. I saw he was starting to get a little froggy after the stressful text back and forth with his ex, and then of course him playing with the money. It was like, oh boy, we know that money has something to do with what's going on.
Yeah, I think you guys were feeling out that he just didn't seem to be in his right mind, and it was interesting to see which way you guys went, because you knew he wasn't doing well and he was going to the restroom, and you also knew that Dalton wasn't doing well and he was over by the money, and it was like you splitting your attention. Who do you go to first? Until Dalton pulled out his gun, and then that's when you guys set upon that.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about. Sorry, Tone, go ahead.
I was impressed at the character depth. These people are not just little cardboard cutouts. You did a good job at giving them personalities and motivations, which makes them interesting.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I will say one thing, and I'll cut this. I won't cut it. I'll leave it in there.
No, you won't. You always leave it in.
I do leave it in. I like to pad my runtime. Okami, when you were talking to Terrence Wheeler in the hospital bed and he told you what transpired, there's one thing you forgot to ask him, but I'll leave that until we play with you first. Second.
Who is your daddy and what does he
What
do?
does he do here? Agents Omega and Odin, you've returned to the Metropolitan Police Department with Detective Haynes and his crew. You begin walking with these detectives as they're going through the bullpen. Odin, you feel your cell phone begin to vibrate in your pocket, and you gesture towards Omega to keep going with the rest of the guys as you pull your phone out and make sure that you're in the clear, that nobody's paying attention to you, and you pull it out and you begin to talk. Agent Omega, you follow Detective Haynes and his 3 detectives as they start moving through the bullpen. When you see the captain come out of his office and look at Detective Haynes and Detective Baker and say, I need you two to come in here for a second. I gotta discuss something really quick with you. Which agent are you, by the way? Are you with the 4 individuals that came down here earlier today?
Yeah, Captain, I'm with the other 3 agents.
I'm Captain Nguyen. Good to meet you. When you get a chance, I'd like to see all your agents together. I want to be briefed on what you guys are investigating here in my town. But stand fast. I got to deal with Detective Haynes and Detective Baker. Give me a few minutes. He ushers them in and closes the door. You just see hands kind of going up. You see the captain looking at Haynes and pointing at him, and you see Haynes frantically waving his hands, and then he stops waving his hands, kind of hangs his head down, and just stands there. You see Detective Baker kind of stand up a little straighter as he becomes addressed by the captain, and this goes on for a few moments. At this point, Odin begins walking up to you, Omega.
Hey, Odin, something's going down with... real quick, are there other officers around us now in the bullpen?
There's other officers throughout the bullpen, but the other two officers that were under Haynes' charge, which is Detective Arello out of Jersey and Detective Barkley, they're kind of standing next to you right now, Omega.
Okay. I kind of, as Odin comes up, I look at the other two officers and just kind of make a comment like, boy, that doesn't look like a very pleasant conversation going on in there.
Arello looks at you and says, "It has been pleasant for the last 3 days, Agent. I can only imagine what's going on in there."
Yeah, why do you say that? What do you think's going on?
I don't like to leap to conclusions just yet, but I would say that I think Detective Haynes looks a little exhausted. Let's just see what happens. We'll see what's going on in a few moments. I'm sure that the captain will be wrapping this up pretty soon.
Can I do what was it, the instinct or equivalent of intuition? I just want to see if he is he being truthful in his statements, or is he like covering for Haynes, incompetence, like trying to deflect?
You can either make an intuition check or you can make a hum int check, whichever one you would like to do.
I'll do a hum int because I have a higher hum int than intuition. That is going to be a 95 over 61, so I don't know shit.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, it's like 11:30 at night right now. I'm sure everybody's burning on fumes. And so you're not as sharp as you think you should be. So trying to read into this guy, who's probably exhausted as well, and depending on the inflections of his words, may make it very difficult for you to read him.
Okay. So, hey, Detective, do you have any other evidence that you and the other officers have gathered that we might be able to take a look at?
Evidence in what way, Agent?
Just any interviews that you may have had with, any of the victims' friends or family, any other investigative evidence that you may have extracted from the other scenes?
Well, all three of the previous victims, including the one this evening, as far as we know, they're all runaways from their respective homes and have been for probably over a year until their pimp took them in. They live with him. They really don't have anybody missing them other than their prime employer. As far as anything being left behind at the crime scene, there's been no weapons. There's been nothing to indicate who did this. And it's a sad state, especially in that part of town. But it looks like until we get a leg up on who's ever doing this, it's going to keep going on. And if I had to read into what was going on in that office right now, I'd say that that's a huge part of what's going on in there.
And you mentioned pimp. You mean Holy Boy, right?
Yes.
Haynes seems pretty confident that Holy Boy's connected to these murders in some way. Do you believe that?
Looking at all the evidence, it's kind of hard to say. We really don't have any other suspects. It is possible that this individual may know who's doing it. Maybe he has somebody that's trying to muscle in on his territory. But, like we said before, we've got a lot of those individuals that live at the Potomac Gardens apartments. And as far as we knew, they all had a good truce amongst each other, but maybe somebody's making a play for somebody else's territory.
Who might some of those other people be that are trying to make a play for that territory? Do you have any thoughts? Look, I'm just here. Look,
yeah,
I'm just trying to, myself and my fellow agents here, we're here to assist.
I understand that, Agent, but I can't overstep Detective Haynes' authority. If he has any information that he wants to dispense, I'm 100% at your disposal to do so. But without his approval, I just can't do that. I hope you understand, and I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's unfortunate, that you don't feel open to sharing information with us. We're trying to help you out here, and assist where we can. But no, I get it. I mean, if you want me to talk to Haynes, I can, but I'm a little concerned based on the conversation in there that he may not be here for us to debrief with. I mean, you said it yourself. Everybody's kind of running, lack of sleep. I'd really just like to, move this along as quickly as we can.
Yeah, I get it, Agent. Like I said, I'm trying to be forthcoming with you. As he's trying to explain this, the door to the office opens, and you see Haynes shuffling his feet as he walks out, head down, walks past both of you and the other two detectives, and just keeps walking towards the elevator by himself, pushes the button, elevator comes, leaves. You see Detective Baker has remained in the office. And the captain looks at the two of you and says, "Agents, if you wouldn't mind, please coming in here for a moment."
All right. Go into the office.
That's like right. Time to see the principal, dude. He brings you in and closes the door, and he says, "Yeah, I'm really sorry, agents, but I've had to relieve Detective Haynes of his duty. We'll just say that exhaustion has set in with the detective. Moving forward, you'll be liaising with Detective Baker here. He's already up to speed on the case. I am kind of curious, though, where are the other two agents that you arrived with?"
They're working, some other leads, that they got looking at the evidence that you had supplied us already. But to be honest, we're struggling getting cooperation with your detectives here of getting additional information where we can assist you.
No, I understand that, Agent. But from my understanding, when the Bureau contacted me, they said they were going to send a couple agents my way, it was to assist Detective Ramsey in these suicides. And that's all fine. So I'm assuming that the other two agents are with Detective Ramsey. And I guess the two of you were pulled off that to help Detective Haynes. Is that true?
That's correct.
Now, I know Detective Haynes didn't run that by me, and so I hadn't given him the authority to do that. Now, I have no problem doing that as long as that doesn't interfere with your original investigation.
We had original suspicions that Detective Haynes' case may have some kind of relation to our original with Detective Ramsey. That's why we decided to look into it a little further.
So you believe there may be a connection between the 3 dead prostitutes and the suicides, then?
We haven't decided 100% yet, but it appears to be.
Well, like I said, as long as it doesn't interfere with your investigation to help Ramsey, and if you believe that these 3 murders are connected to the suicides, then I have no problem with you continuing to help Detective Baker, who will be taking over in Haynes' position.
Well, I appreciate that, Captain. And you've probably been in the force for long enough to know that there's no such thing as coincidence.
No, and I agree with that. Looking at the evidence at face value, I can see how there can be a relation between these 3 and these 3. As long as you could put it together, I'm okay with it. I just don't want to expend my manpower. I mean, we're going on almost midnight right now, and I know my guys are tired. I'm about ready to cut them loose for the evening. I would suggest that you two go shack up someplace, get a hotel if you need to, and we'll reconvene 7 o'clock in the morning. How's that sound?
That sounds great. But before we go, is there an additional conference room or room that we could use up for the time being? We want to go over some notes and some of the pictures of the crime scenes that we have, or that you might possibly be able to lend us.
Yeah, we got a conference room right off to the side, right across from my office, across the bullpen. Haynes had a few pictures already up on the bulletin board, in addition to what he had behind his desk. I know Ramsey had brought a few materials over that way as well. I know they were trying to compare. Honestly, I don't think Ramsey saw the correlation like Haynes did. But, like I said, that's why we asked for some profilers, and that's you gentlemen.
I appreciate it.
It's yours all night long if you need it, but I do suggest you get some sleep.
I just gonna need a coffee machine. That's all I need.
We move back over to Agent Okami and Agent Odysseus back at the hospital. Okami, as you stand in the doorway to Terrence Wheeler's room, you look at him and he tells you once again that the last thing he remembered hearing from this teller was, "Thank you for your time."
Right. Just putting that in the notes.
Odysseus, you're still in the hallway with Detective Ramsey and Detective Burns. Tell me what you agents would like to do.
Well, just help refresh my memory. My notes suggest that we have seized all the money.
That's correct.
Okay, so we have it. And
I show it to Wheeler.
so we're gonna have to figure out a way to test it ourselves, or at least try to figure out what's going on with it. I guess I should talk to Okami about that.
Well, Okami will go out into the hallway, and well, am I out in the hallway currently with Odysseus?
No, you're still in the threshold of the room facing Wheeler,
Okay.
and I'm letting you make the decision what you want to do from that point on.
Okay. If you don't mind, Mr. Wheeler, my fellow agent out here, Agent Odysseus, he might have a few questions for you too. Are you up for answering some more questions, or do you need to rest?
Just some more water, please.
Absolutely. I'll
I'm
go
good.
get you some water. Do you want any coffee? No, I'll get you some water. And Odysseus, why don't you come in here? This is Mr. Wheeler. I thought maybe you might have some questions for him too. If we can, let's make sure it's not too much, because he definitely needs his rest. I'm going to go get some water, and is the water thing still full, or do I need to go fill it up?
Actually, I'll tell you right now.
It's
about-
19 out of 20 full.
It's about 87% full.
Just as a recap, our next lead should take us to go and see a Colonial Bank teller,
yeah,
who
we
seemed to
need
be
to,
the common link between all the money and the withdrawals.
and we need to find out the name. I don't believe I found that out. I doubt he would remember it. Maybe he will, but
Gotcha.
apparently one of our other, and this is out of game, apparently one of the other victim 3, Marlo Griffin, I have a note that she also went to First Colonial Bank.
He.
Yep.
But don't
I'm sorry,
assume his
he.
gender.
Sorry. Well, Marlo. I'm used to
There we
Marlo
go.
Thomas, not Marlo Brando.
Maybe it's short for Marlon.
But I assume that it would be the same teller. Yeah, but we need to find out the name of the teller. I don't know if we can get the name of the teller from Mr. Wheeler, but I know that we cannot get it from Marlo Griffin.
This is all out of game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget, you also told Ramsey to make sure nobody goes into that apartment, but you guys.
Mhm.
So they've sealed that apartment off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and no one's
Yeah.
been in there yet to even exploit. So
Right. They just closed it up they just boarded up the window where the
yeah,
gardener went through the glass to help him.
Yeah.
And then they got the EMTs in there, stabilized the guy, and that was it. So-
okay. I will refill Mr. Wheeler's water, and then I'll just step back and hang out, so we don't have to coordinate each other with the notes. And and I'll let Odysseus grill this guy for not answering. No, I'm just kidding. I'll
Start
stay
to put
back
a
and
thumb on the wounds.
yeah, pinching off the air tube.
Yeah.
Is this isopropyl here?
Odysseus, this is Mr. Wheeler here, Terrence Wheeler.
Mr. Wheeler, nice to meet you. I'm sorry to hear about your mother.
Thank you.
Something strange keeps coming up. Is Colonial Bank your regular bank?
Yeah, First Colonial Bank, yeah.
Have you seen that teller there before?
You know, I don't know. They all kind of strike me as the same. Either they're a man or a woman. I don't really pay attention to their faces, honestly. I think
No
I
problem.
might have seen them there before, possibly.
Gotcha. And just to let me know again, where is that particular branch located?
It's on the corner of M Street Southwest in South Capitol Street Southeast.
Got it. Thank you very much. Okay. That's I appreciate that. It's really about all we got. One thing, did anything strike you odd about the teller? I know you told the other agent that he said thank you for your time. Anything else stand out?
Only that he interacted with me. Usually they just say, good afternoon, have a nice day, thank you, and stuff. I've never heard anybody say thank you for your time. Why you think this guy is? How would he have done this to me? I mean, I did this to me.
No,
I don't even know
it's
why you guys are here. Honestly, I hit the skids. I hit rock bottom. My mom died, and I think that receiving the birthday card just after I was told she was dead. I think that just, I don't know, that might have done it to me.
Is that birthday card still in your apartment?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All righty. Well, I wish you a speedy recovery. Again, sorry about your mom. Appreciate your time. Actually, it's not really about you so much as the connection to some other people. I think, well, without telling you too much, it's just another peg in the ladder, so to speak.
You didn't happen to get this teller's name, did you, Mr. Wheeler?
I don't know. Give me a luck roll.
All right.
For both of us or just Sammy?
Just him.
Just Sammy.
19.
I think it is a weird name. Eugene. Yeah. Eugene.
Eugene's a average name, I would say. For the listeners, my middle name is Eugene. It's a good size name.
It means strong in French.
And that would be pronounced Eugen. Okay, well, we plan on going to the First Colonial Bank, and I'm sure that we can look up who was working there on that Monday. You said it was.
Yeah, well, I went in on Monday. I don't even know what day it is today. How long have I said I've been here for 4 days?
I'll look at my phone.
Somebody feed my
correct?
cat? I got gerbils I got to tend to.
Then yes, your cat is fed in more ways than one. Well, if you like, I don't know what the police plan on doing here, but if you need, we can maybe find a way to feed your cats if you don't mind, or if you would like us to. That's a little bit out of our jurisdiction, but obviously you're laid up here. Do you have any people that can help you with that?
I would say my fiance, but she left. I think.
What about your mom? Oh, sorry.
Can I have another drink of water, please?
So is there, this is out of game. So there was a suicide or an attempt. Does that have any kind of thing where the police can go in and check out the place, or is that no, Tone?
We can go there because if his apartment would be a technical crime scene, but he's the victim. But since we're now involved, we would have authority to go into it and search it. So what we want to see is the card that he got from his mom. That's all we're going to have time for tonight because the banks won't open for another 8 hours, even if it's midnight.
Okay. Well, I'll go. Excuse me 1 minute, Mr. Wheeler, and I'll go out to the hallway to Detective Ramsey and go. Before we go over and check out Mr. Wheeler's apartment, if you can, do you mind if we stop and get some cat food, I guess? He says he has a cat. He's been here for how many days and it's not fed. I wanted to at least pacify his worry about that. So if you don't mind a little bit of extra Martha Stewart consumer economics.
I would almost think, Agent, that if he had a cat, he wouldn't be buying it food every day of the week. He's probably got the food there.
Okay. Well, we'll
But if you feel comfortable about going to Publix or wherever else,
we'll tell you what. Apparently, he said he also has gerbils, so if we need to feed the cat, we have food there.
Hope they're not shaved down with the claws removed.
Okay. Agent Odysseus, do you have any follow-up questions, or shall we proceed
No,
to...
I am good. I think we have everything we need from him. Probably would be best for us to get where we're going quickly.
Okay. Appreciate your help, Mr. Wheeler. And what's the name of your cat, by the way?
Dom.
Archer?
Mr. Whiskers.
Tails.
Tails. All right. Well, we'll make sure that Tails is taken care of. And if Tails has a litter box, we'll have Odysseus clean that for you.
Don't eat the almond roca.
The special adult candies.
So you return to the Charger?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll together, and I'll drive us, and we're going to drive to Wheeler's apartment. Here's the deal. I want to be able to read those triangles. I want to read the money. I don't know what language it may have been in, but it's ACLO. I know I can read it. The problem is going to be that, well, it's obviously got an issue. So when we get back to Wheeler's apartment, let's take a real close examination of the card he got, see if there was anything triggering in it or that we can detect. And then if there isn't anything, we'll move on to the money. So I'm going to take a calculated risk and take a look at the money and go south. I need you to make sure I don't self-terminate.
Well, we'll make sure that maybe we put you in some shackles before you do anything, and I'll make
that may
sure
work. That may work. Or one hand behind my back, because I can read with one hand. It's not an issue. Unfold and take a look at the money. But yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know what seems to happen when people look at this.
Yeah. So it seems to be confined to the individual. So I'll try to figure out if it's written in a language that I can read, then I'll read what it says. And if it's not, if it's just simply what it is, like that painting you came across where just something in it causes you to go a little loopy. So just keep an eye on me, my friend.
Do you remember the name of the painter, Odysseus?
Offhand, I do not remember. I want to say like Wrightson or something like that.
It's not that good. It's close.
It's better.
Well, no, I mean, I have no idea why this would be put together, but two of the same names. The painter was Eugene the Wise.
That's right.
And the painting, the artistry made me go a little loopy. The bank teller's name is Eugene.
Eugene. Yeah, we are noticing a pattern here. In
Eugene
our line
the
of
Teller.
Eugene the Teller, Eugene the Wise. Said something about time. Time. Hey, wait a minute. Is there another element we're missing here? Have we thought about time in any way? Did any of our suspects wear a watch? Or any of our victims?
They all have phones.
Yeah, they all had phones. None of them had timepieces. You know, it's just something I didn't think to look at.
Lawyer in you.
Yeah.
Looking for all kinds of stuff to get the criminal off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Okay, well, but we can also have the cat look at it.
There we go.
Sure. Okay, I say we head over there, and if you're going to do that, we can't be doing that in front of Detective Ramsey, Odysseus.
No, I don't think
maybe
he needs to come with us.
Well, we take the money with us no matter what.
Yeah.
And
we take the money, but we just basically tell him we're going to swing by the apartment, just check a couple things, and then we're out for the night.
Okay.
As you guys make your way down to the parking lot, he's like, so are you going to go by the apartment tonight?
Absolutely.
Go by this guy's condo tonight?
Yes. And then we're going to call it a night.
Do you want me to follow you over there?
No,
I would
no
kind of
need.
like to see what's going on.
If
You're
you
more
want
than
to, not a
welcome.
problem. If you don't, that's fine. We really don't need it. We just want to take one more sweep over just to make sure we didn't miss anything. It's more so I can sleep better than anything else. And if we find something, we can notify you. If you want to come with, that's fine, but it's not required. If we do find something, I will let you know.
He doesn't think it's necessary. Both he and Detective Burns have been up all day long, all night long, and they're pretty exhausted. They've been racking their brains. He's like, I'll tell you what, if you see anything over there, go ahead and give me a call, no matter what the time. Otherwise, I'll meet you back at the precinct at 7 o'clock in the morning. You guys got someplace to stay tonight?
Not yet. Do you know
Okay.
you have a recommendation for us?
Merle's.
Yeah, we
Any
also
place
have-
around? I mean, I know that there's a the Hinton over there.
The
There's
Hinton. That's
the
a very
Hinton.
popular chain. I'm familiar with it.
there's a American Suites that's not too far from here. Also, you got really good rates there. Of course, you want to watch your car. Seems how that is in your car, though. That's Bill's car, so please be careful with his car still.
No problem.
And there's La Holiday Hoya down the road too. So
Sounds promising.
okay.
Okay,
Watch,
well,
let's
we
get the
appreciate
fuck
it.
out of here.
Yeah, we'll meet you tomorrow at 7.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have some more answers.
So you guys get behind the wheel and you start heading towards this new crime scene. Agent Odin and Agent Omega. You enter into the conference room, cross the bullpen, flip on the light, and you see a pegboard that's on wheels. You know, one of those partition type pegboards, and you see pictures of all three of these dead young girls from all different angles. You see notes. You see photocopies of pictures of bodies that look as though they've been knifed across the neck. All three bodies are naked, and they appear to be in residential places. You see that there's blood in all of these pictures.
All right. Well, first thing, after checking to see if the conference room is completely empty, Odin wants to update Omega on his phone call. So, Omega, that phone call I received, that was news from Odysseus and Okami. They seemed to give us an update on what they found. They were really concerned about finding money on the bodies. Told them we haven't seen any, but they advised extreme caution on either contacting it or picking it up, to be very cautious. I didn't want to bring any of this up in front of the captain, but this seems to be the only opportunity I've had to update you on what they said.
Tell me, what's the deal with the money?
They haven't figured it out yet. They just said if we ever find any, proceed with extreme caution with it.
But don't touch it?
They preferred to not touch it with our bare hands.
Okay, so we could use, forceps or tongs or something if we needed to take the money. Just no physical contact is what I'm hearing.
That's what I've been updated with.
Did you mention anything to them about Holy Boy and our interaction with Holy Boy?
Yeah, I mentioned to Holy Boy. I told him Holy Boy doesn't seem to be the puppet master. I don't think he's the one pulling the strings behind this. This has to be done by someone else. And the only other things that had similarities were, like I said, we got 3 bodies from our suicides, 3 bodies from what used to be Detective Haynes' case. It seems like they're getting bodies dropped left and right.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We keep this from the captain for now until we make some other connections that we have the same perpetrator.
I know Odysseus and Okami were following another lead, but we got to link up with them later tonight.
Are we doing it tonight or are we doing it in the morning?
Thought we were going to do it tonight.
Okay. Do you think there's anything else we have all this evidence and pictures and stuff here. I don't feel like we're going to gather any new evidence or leads or anything from just looking at this stuff. I'll be honest. I think these officers are in over their heads. So I don't know what else that we're going to get from them that's going to help us.
I say gather whatever information we can and we'll take it with us.
All right. Fair enough. So, Handler, I'm going to take my phone and just start taking pictures, of everything.
Okay.
So before I do that, is this conference room, is it all glass?
Yeah, the blinds are drawn down.
Okay. And then I'm just going to, hey, Odin, can you shut that door?
I don't think this is the appropriate time for this.
So the others can see.
So, Handler, I'm just going to take pictures of everything they have on the pegboard, just so that I've got it on mobile once we leave here if I need to refer to any of it. Pictures, documents, anything like that.
Okay. And you take pictures of the 3 dead prostitutes according to their demise. First one, second one, third one. You see the different angles that they take into the bodies. You take pictures of the suicides in their respective residences, how each body was naked and everything else with them, their weapons that they used. And as you're taking your last picture, the doorknob rattles as the door begins to open. And you see Detective Baker standing there. He's like, hey, agents, now I know that this may or may not be comfortable, but I am starting to run this at this point. So I want to be kept in the loop on everything. Anything and everything that you guys find.
All right.
Please.
Okay.
Share.
Yeah.
I know you guys are down here to help profile who may be doing this, and it looks like this whole investigation has splintered into 2. But I am in the corner with Detective Haynes, where I believe that these suicides and these murders are somehow connected. And like you said, Agent Odin, I don't believe in coincidences either. Not when something like this is this monumental. This just doesn't make any sense. Suicide during the day, murder at night. Suicide in the day, murder at night. Suicide in the day, murder at night. It can't be. It can't be coincidence.
No, agreed. And I appreciate all your help with this, Detective Baker. If you could just keep us in a loop, I believe you have my number. Please feel free to call us with any updates, and we'll do the same.
I appreciate it. Thank you. If there's nothing else, agents, I'm going to head home. I got to see my kids, even if they're asleep. I need to know they're okay. This whole thing has got everybody here on edge, and it really makes you start thinking about what's important in life. And honestly, I want to check on Detective Haynes. I got to make sure he's doing all right too. This has got to be hard on him.
That sounds good. All right, Omega. I think we should give the other agents a text message and see where we're meeting up from here.
Sounds good. Hey, we got to all figure out what we're doing next.
I think we need to cross notes here. Odin will pull out his phone and text Okami's. Where are we staying tonight, boys?
Okami, you feel your cell phone begin to vibrate in your pocket.
It's from our friends, Odin Omega. Where are we staying tonight? It sounded like the American Suites was the best one. We got to make sure we take care of this car that's not ours. So I will reply back. We were looking at picking up some rooms at the American Suites. Have not done that yet. If you are finished for the night, get us some rooms and we'll see you soon. We are checking out one more site. FYI, there's now a victim 0.
Ooh face emoji.
Your old face.
Oh, face emoji. All right. Double queen room.
Agent Adesso, as you maneuver your silver charger, actually it's TEA Dalton's silver charger, through the streets of DC, you make your way to Terrence Wheeler's condominium at Capitol Park 4 Condominium on Delaware Avenue. Everything's dark except for the street lamps that illuminate the sidewalks. You see sporadic empty spots to park a car along this one-way street. And you could see that of all the condominiums that are facing the sidewalk, one particular condominium has a large piece of plywood covering up a bay window and yellow police tape across a red door.
Got it. I'm going to try the door. I'm thinking it's going to be locked, and we never asked for the keys, did we?
That's okay. I'll see if I can use my my magic lock picking set that I've used maybe once or twice since I've got the ability.
It sounds good to me. All right. So, Agent Okami, if you would mind, can you open this door?
Well, first I'm going to see if it's locked.
It is locked.
Okay.
Per your request, mind you, when
Yes.
you had mentioned to Detective Ramsey that you wanted him to secure this residence and to make sure nobody went in or out.
Well, this actually might be good because we've asked him to seal it, but if I can open the lock and go into the house, we can say to them that we haven't been there yet. So we could take anything pretty much that we
That's
want
right.
if we need to. So,
Yeah.
okay, under 40. That is a 24. Under 40.
24. As you insert your lock-picking tools, you deftly disengage the tumblers of this cheap-ass brass lock. You feel it disengage and give way, and the door even opens about an inch. As you peel away from the door, I'd like for both of you to make an observation check or an alertness check, if you would.
Alertness check.
Your favorite, Adesso. Okay, alertness check for Ichi. Hell yeah, 35.
35.
Under 60.
Adesso?
94, because Esso can't find his ass with both hands in a map. Must be distracted.
Okami, as you rise back up from this door lock, you hear off in the distance a couple dogs barking. In another direction, you hear people talking. And as you turn around to kind of see if anybody's observing you, you notice a squad car with the lights off, rolling past the street.
Well, let's, I say we get in quick, Adesso.
Got it. What'd you see?
It looked like a squad car. Lights were off, though. So hopefully we get in here and we close the door, and then also that'll help prevent our
Forest fires.
Mr. Wheeler's pet from scooting out the door.
Got it. Sounds good. I didn't even see that car. Man, you
Handler,
got eyes like an eagle, my man.
The cat, it's a cat named Tails, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, I will close the door after Adesso gets in there, re-engage the lock, and kind of peep out a window, being as stealthy as possible, and see what this cop car is doing.
When we enter the apartment, we take special care not to violate or rip the tape that's over the door.
Okay. Unfortunately, though, there is no window to look out of.
I'll use the peephole from the door.
Okay.
Is there a peephole?
There is.
All right.
Look through. You see you see through the scope about a 3-foot fish-eyed bubble in front of the door, but nothing else. You don't see anybody coming towards the door. You really can't even see the street beyond. It's too dark. Most of it is because of the light diffusion from the lamp that's close by outside.
Okay, I'll turn on the porch light. No, I'm just kidding. Then it means the cop car at least isn't coming over this way, so I think we're good to go. We'll give it a minute. And well, maybe we just go through here with flashlights, Odessa, or we don't want to alert anyone to our presence?
Well, there's no windows.
It's jet black in here right now. No lights are on.
Okay.
Are there any windows that face out?
Not on this side of the condominium facing the street side. You can tell as you kind of squint through the room that there appears to be a window on the far side of the condo. But what that may be or where it's from and which room it is, it's hard to tell. It's just too dark in the room.
Well,
Nice.
we have the okay to be here, so I say we just turn on the lights and go about business as usual. At least we don't have to worry about answering any extra questions with any NPC cops, rolling up on us.
Sounds good. Let's make our search.
All right, I click on the lights. What do we see? Are we greeted by tape on the carpet and blood splatters everywhere?
No tape on the carpet, but you do see in the middle of this living room, it's almost like a living room / kitchenette. You see a couch off to the right, chair off to the left, pseudo fireplace with a mantle with pictures of this young man and some elderly woman, probably mom. And in the middle of the floor in front of this fake fireplace, you see a large pool of blood. And in front of the blood, you see 2 triangular shapes with a greeting card between them. One of the triangular shapes is saturated with blood, as is the greeting card. However, the other triangle is not.
Oh, I'm surprised I saw that because I'm averting my eyes as soon as I see any polygonal shape.
Well, just looking at it in passing.
I know. I'm just playing.
And you also notice a pair of scissors off to the side of one of the triangles.
Is that the weapon that did the deed?
It would appear so.
Oh.
That's probably why he survived. Using an improper tool.
It was the left-handed scissors. That's why. They don't cut for shit.
You also notice off in the corner folded clothes with a cell phone close by.
And are these clothes kind of folded haphazardly, or are they done like neatly? Like
They're not done neatly. It almost looks as though they were taken off in a hurry.
Okay, well, Adesso, we have those triangles there. I suggest we don't look at anything on them here.
Right. We'll do that later. So
I can
guess what I'll
grab
do is
them or something and
Yeah.
with a towel or something, so we're not going to look at it, and we'll bring it back to wherever we end up staying, the American Suites, I believe, and then we'll let Odin and Omega check them out.
And as you're
good.
ascertaining this scene, you hear some kind of noise coming from the back of the condo, back in one of the rooms, almost like a scratching type of a noise.
Normally, Ichimaru would have flown into a battle stance, but I believe this is probably Mr. Wheeler's friend Tails, I believe it was. Tails. Do I hear any extra scratching? Okay, well, I'm going to procure the bills as carefully as possible without looking at them.
Well, Kami, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run into the kitchen. I'm going to grab a paper towel and a sandwich bag, and I'll grab those 2 items of money, and being careful not to read them until we're ready. My thought is that something goes on. I think when they see this money, there's another triggering event. Remember, on one of the victims, he went and checked out a phone, and the phone had a link to a website. And then once he saw something on the website, I think that's what triggered him to do something. But maybe it was the money, maybe it was a website. I don't know. I'm going to gather up the money because I know it's linked in some way because of our experience with our forensic guy.
Well, I know for sure it has to be with the money because Agent Dalton, he did not access any website, and basically being near the money, I would assume the doctor as well. It both sent them over the edge. So
I would agree.
Just be careful when use your peripherals. And then, as silly as this sounds, maybe you check out the phone and all that, and I'll go feed the cat.
It sounds like a plan. And so I'll run into the kitchen. I'm pretty sure there's a paper towel or a napkin or something.
Oh, yeah.
And there should be a sandwich bag.
Bachelor pad. There's all kinds of stuff all over the kitchen.
Grab that stuff, and I'll go and grab the 2 triangles using the towel and then stuff them into the sandwich bag, and I'll put the sandwich bag in my pocket.
Okay.
What do you suggest we do when we talk to Ramsey later? Do we tell him that there were triangles here, or do we tell him we didn't find any? Eventually, people are going to find out that all the triangles are missing, and I'm thinking that Ramsey may, well, I know he has feelings that there's something up with these bills. So do we let him in and
I don't know.
A little bit more, or keep him in the dark? Do we just say we took the money to?
Well, you know what? Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's find out how much
tomorrow morning. So we better think of something.
Well, candor, I don't want to read him in on this. Something's wrong with this money. And if anybody who's not trained or prepared for it, there could be an issue. When we get back to the suites, I want you to take some, I want to try to read them. Maybe there's a message written in ACLO on there that I may be able to decipher. But while that's happening, I would want you to have my back and be able to keep me from doing something stupid. I'm thinking maybe I tie one hand behind my back, and
we'll have you all, there'll be all of us there.
Yeah.
And we'll have you cuffed with bracelets if we need to, but you will be
that's
fine.
What I'm thinking.
And we'll pull you back from at the first signs of, crossing over.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's do that. Oh, the phone. Let's go grab the phone. So he's going to go. Dessa walks over and grabs the phone, goes through it. And did he receive any messages? Phone, text?
He did receive a message, and it looks as though the message has been opened.
Okay. Using my flip phone, I'll take a picture of whatever. It was a message through text or email?
It was a text.
Text. Okay, I'll take a picture of the screen showing the text and received. And what does it say?
Beneath the link, there's a title that says, in parentheses, "The hidden truth is in you."
The hidden truth is in you. Okay, that's interesting. And there's a link?
There's a link.
Does it look like it's been accessed?
You'd have to go to the Safari browser and determine that if that was the last thing that was pulled up.
All right, I'll open it, go through and see if there's a Safari browser that was opened, like tab.
And you do go to it, and you see that it has gone to this link.
Got it.
But it's currently saying 404 not found page.
Got it. I'll take a picture of that and send that too. And I'm sending everything to Agent Rice because he's our computer guy. Because what my thought would be is to leave the phone, because we've got all the useful information off of it. So we can leave the phone. And now that we've got the evidence, we'll take the triangles. I'm going to take a quick perusal over the greeting card. Is there anything significant to it? I mean, I don't think there would be. The significance was it was $40 from Mom, and he cashed the check, and the money was given by the teller. That's the significance. But just to make sure there's nothing special about the card, I'll take a look at it.
No, most of it's almost incomprehensible. It's completely spattered with blood, as is one of the triangles was. The other one was the only one that had been spared.
Got
It almost looked as though maybe one cut might have been deeper than the other.
Got it.
Who knows? You'd have to ask the doctor how deep his wounds were.
Yeah.
Other doctor.
Anything else of note? Because I think we have what we need, which is the money. I don't think we need anything else here.
Well, I do have to go to the fridge or cabinets, find some suitable food for Mr. Wheeler's tails. And I did say that I would clean the litter box, so I will do that as well.
Gotcha.
You do that, and it's done.
What kind of cat is it?
Siamese lynx. Answers
Dead
the
cat. I'll make sure I give extra food and extra water.
Okay.
Cool. All right. I think we got everything we need here, so let's make a careful exit and lock the door behind us.
Yeah, I will have to relock it with my lockpicks. Is that able to be done?
You don't
It
need
should
to lock it with lockpick. Just unless you want to try to lock the deadbolt. I mean,
I
They didn't
want to
even
try
lock
to
the
make it.
They didn't lock
okay,
the
they
deadbolt?
no, they only
they
locked the
didn't. We're
bottom
not.
lock. Yeah.
Man, these guys
What-
are slackers. Like just not
Well,
checking.
they didn't have the
shit.
keys. You just told them to lock up and secure the premises.
Hey, who are you taking sides with? These NPCs you haven't made up yet, or your brothers? The NPCs. I thought so. Ruthless DM. Ruthless.
As you exit this place, I'd like for one of you to make a luck roll.
Already?
You want to roll off to see who does the luck roll, Tone?
Sure.
Okay, D20.
All
I got
right.
I got 13.
I have to find a D20.
All right, it's a 13, Ryder.
All right, I got one. I got a 2. Yeah.
Okay.
So you make
my
the luck roll.
Make your
My
luck roll.
luck roll is a 13 again.
13. As you exit this condo, you just catch the tail end of the cruiser as it goes by and
Oh,
turns around the
God.
corner.
What are these guys doing? Can I tell from the cruiser if it's a local police? Is it a sheriff car? Is it?
Yeah, it looks like
Somebody-
it's the same kind of cruiser that was in the parking lot when you first arrived at the DC Metro PD.
Okay.
Cool.
So as you exit this condo and see this cruiser peel away, the night gets deathly quiet. It's probably close to 12:30 a.m. right now. You know that 2 other agents are probably waiting for you at the American Suites. And I will see you all next session.
Yeah.
Sammy, they don't know.
Oh,
You never told them.
we told Coldwell, didn't we?
No, you got the call after you hung up with Coldwell.
Oh.
So
Well, no, I was saying there's 3 dead hookers and 3 dead or 3
Okay.
suicides, right?
Each a dead body from both crime scenes for each night is from what I understand, right?
yeah, from the report from Ramsey, he says he's had 3 suicides.
3 suicides
over the last
for
3
couple
days, and then
same. We've had three murders for the last 3 days,
3 nights,
3 nights.
according to Haynes,
Okay.
and according to the beat cops that are out there walking this thing.
And also, I think we talked about to Coldwell this. Their murders were killed with the 2, things across the throat. Our suicides were killed with 2 slices across the throat.
That one was a gunshot.
Mm-mm.
No,
No? Okay. All 3 were? Sorry, I just don't remember.
All 3 suicides were various
knife related.
cuts, various implements, but all cut, one on each side of the throat. And ours looked like, well, they were done suicide wise. Yours were done like someone came up behind or something like that.
In front of. is
Yeah.
what- Okay.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora Radio, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. Don't forget about our YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. So if you're into watching and you want to help support this show, then head on over and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show out. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted over there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next time, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.